on Saturday, because we did that weird, silly Saturday shift. Shift is not the right word. Stream. There we go. Let's look at the map real quick. So what we did on Saturday was kind of clearing out this whole area. And that thing has like a thing pointing me in a direction. But, you know, it could be a while before we get over there. Today, we killed those dragons. Today, I think I'm going to come back here, castle front, and we're going to do this section, this possibly dungeon-esque area that I know has a full-ass boss at the end of it. That's my plan for today. We'll see how long it takes. If this is a short area, we'll figure out what else we're going to do today. Hey, Willow. But yeah, let's get in. Let's get going. Let's go say hello to that giant over there. Guy is quite large. Is this just like one of those storm giant dudes from the base game? Yeah, more or less. Okay. Hey man, I don't remember shit about y'all. Okay, you can stomp. Fair. We fought the, like, ghostly version of one of these the other... last week, maybe. My guy, stop spinning. Alright. I keep going in a little hard. I get it. Yes, I'm attacking too much. Oh, that's gonna explode again, isn't it? Oh, fuck. Okay. I thought it was gonna explode when he pulled the sword out, so I dodged then. It didn't explode. He just slammed down on me again. Alright. I should be less mindlessly aggressive. We know this. Is that going to stop me? Probably not. We got most of the way there, though. Where's my souls? There they are. Got kind of close to the edge there, huh? Oh god, that is like very much the edge. My man, would you be... Oh my god. Let me roll away from his foot, please. Can we go not into the fucking edge of this cliff, please? Man, you have so many steps. Just take like 2 less steps per movement. There we go. Okay. A little bit rough for a start today, but it's fine. Look, we got some magical grease. Does a body good. Cannot mount my horse in this area. Sweet, sweet grease. Yum, yum. Does the body good. But yeah, went and took that walk. I think the other thing that kind of got me, and this is going to sound stupid, because, look, I get it, whatever. I think another thing that kind of had me going on my walks a little bit less consistently was not playing Monster Hunter now as much. The basically Pokemon Go, Monster Hunter Pokemon Go, as well as much, etc. Those games always have a bit of a shelf life for me. But you know, while they're fresh enough, they are a good kind of secondary motivator, if that makes sense, to doing some of those walks and stuff. Died a while ago for you. It kept me going for a while longer than, like, I still actually have it on my phone, and I did do it on this Sunday. But, like, for a very long time, I was still just opening it daily and, like, doing it on my walks to work and stuff like that. Which is kind of what I did with Pokemon Go for quite a while as well, when I was playing Pokemon Go in Canada. And I came to Pokemon Go really late. Like, way after the fucking, oh my god, this is a phenomenon. Mostly because I didn't have a phone that could fucking run it. But, you know, that's either here nor there. But at a certain point with Monster Hunter now, you really do just hit a point where the number of even, like, the really, really cheap shit, and by cheap I mean, like, non-large monster that you hunt, the amount of, like, hey, tiny monster, sharp claws or whatever you need, gets a little bit fucking ridiculous, where it's like, to level up this sword or whatever, to give it some minimal stat bonus, you need, like, 43 sharp claws. And the little monsters, you know, you click on them, you can completely mindlessly just tap on the screen, but they give you, like, 1 to 3 claws. 3 is rare. So usually, like, 1 or 2 claws at a time, which means, like, I need to fucking walk around and find 30 of these fucking guys that are completely mindless, not the, like, kinda fun, I'm still having to swipe and dodge, my weapons do different shit, not having to do that at all. But I just need so many of those stupid fucking claws to do anything, becomes very much a, like, deterrent, I guess, where it's just, it got to the point where I was like, if I want to level some shit, I just need too much of this. And paying into the game isn't even going to fix it. I did play WoW, totally. But paying into the game wasn't even going to fix it. And that was the piece that, like, really killed it, I think, for me. What did I just get? I don't see the little... It looked like a weapon. It was what? Malady? Here it was. Light Greatsword. I went over it. Light Greatsword. What? What a weird concept. It's a light sword, but it's still a greatsword? Alright, real quick. So it's a thrusting sword. Killing 30 rats is standard. It is. But killing 30 rats for the one the 1/5 of a full upgrade. Because the way that Monster Hunter now does it is like, you upgrade a weapon and then you have 5 like mini levels of it and then you do a big level up. And so having to do like 40 claws, let's say 2 or 3 times for the 5th of a level just feels like trash. And so that definitely had me, interesting moveset, like kind of a long combo. So it just had me a little bit like, I guess, over it, for lack of a better word. Exactly. 150 rats, and then who knows how much of the other shit. 150 rats or pay $5. I'm gonna pick the 150 rats over the paying $5. But this is kind of what I mean is, even if I wanted to pay $5, it doesn't fix the issue of that game. Which is kind of when it started driving me to the point where it's like, I'm only playing this when I go on big walks, and it's no longer the like partial motivator. It isn't giving me the like, ooh, I want to get this thing anymore, which makes it a little harder to do. And part of that is also they've been pretty long between the like adding more weapons. For example, they still don't have Switch Axe in it, which I would like them to do. But you know, they had like what, 6 out of 14 weapons or something at the start, and they've added lance, gun lance, heavy bowgun, and charge blade, I want to say. And it's like, you know, when those come out, getting a new one of those, seeing how the new one plays, is fun. I'm not going to deny it. But with how rarely those are coming out, and the fact that my favorite weapon still is not among them, has become a bit of a deterrent. And then lastly, certainly not leastly, oops. But yes, lastly and certainly not leastly, man, some of your shit is just so weirdly slow. As they've added monsters to the game, they have not... They've done a little bit of giving you more space to hold your materials. But definitely not... they've not been giving you holding space as quickly as they have been putting new monsters in, and every new monster is new materials. And similar to the requirements for how much sharp claws and shit you need, they have added, those other numbers go up quite a bit as well. So, you know, you need fucking, I don't know, let's say 15, 16 scales or whatever from a certain monster per small level up. And once again, you need those scales for like every level up, which means you're looking at, let's say, 50 of those to go up a tier. And holding on to 50 of that material, along with all the other materials, I started having to, every once in a while, be like, oh, you've run out of space, clear out a bunch of shit, and it's like, I don't want to inventory manage for a bunch of these fucking pieces of thing I can't use because I'm missing the one of rare thing in order to do this upgrade. And I need to hold on to the, like, 40 of this other one in order to actually fucking do the upgrades I need. So, yes, that piece would get fixed by money. I know you can put money into the game to make your storage space bigger. And they have given out some free storage space stuff. But at a certain point, like, basically, all I'm really saying is the mild amount of bonus isn't the right word. The small amount of secondary motivation that having that game gave me to take my walks has officially dried up. And so with the heat and everything else kind of compounding, it just... Well, I didn't mean to slip off so completely. Alright. Is this even the right way? Hey, dog. But I'll probably still be playing it, at least on my Sunday walks, if I can keep getting myself to keep doing them now that the weather's better again. If for no other reason, just because it does do a little something. Gives me one more thing to do on my walk. This seems like kind of a dangerous path, doesn't it? But it looks on purpose. Hey, turtles. Alright, that was less dangerous than it looked. About to get ambushed. No? Okay. Got some knot resin. Up I go. Hey, bud. Thank you, comment. Ow. Ow. Fuck you, other guy. I'm busy being wary of left. Open this gate by chance? Looks like it. Great. I believe this is a shortcut back to where we just were. Yes, awesome. Let me grab this item I missed. It was not resin! That's not interesting or useful. Now that I know that was, like, the right path. What was down this other day? Water time! Sure thing. So no more Monster Hunter Go? Yeah. I did end up playing it for basically a year, though. So I can't say that... I can't say that it was useless or anything to me, right? It had me out there moving. Sometimes I wish I could get as committed to one of those games as some of the people who have been playing Monster Hunter now. Like Pokemon Go for fucking a decade or whatever. Whoa, camera. What the heck was that? Camera. Why are we like rotating into the... What is... Okay, I can just go up right there. The camera like kept shifting right there in a really weird way that was... Feeling like it was gonna fuck up my jump, but I guess I can just jump right up there. So fine. Maybe the game was trying to help me from making a dangerous decision. Played it for like 3 months, yeah. Well, I'm really good at, you know, developing a habit and doing it for a while. As we can say from the fact that I played WoW for a very long time. For example. But, you know, I can still look at WoW and say... I can still look at Monster Hunter now and say that, like, I feel better overall about the time I spent. And I mean this in the... You fuckers are so annoying. I can say that not as like a I regret my time playing WoW, but I can say like what I got out of a year of Monster Hunter now, the amount of walking and stuff that it helped me do, helped motivate me to do. I can say that I feel a little bit better about overall than the amount of time and money I spent on WoW. 'Cause, you know, I spent... God, I don't know. And I'm not just talking, like, time spent in WoW, which was a lot. A fucking huge amount. But just from a money perspective, I feel way worse about how much money I spent on WoW than how much time I spent on Monster Hunter now, you know? Because WoW would have been... Hey, dog. At least when I was playing WoW... as, like, the thing I played. So, you know... 2005 to 2000... Probably 10 or something. You were buying the full game, the full expansions, which I think were all like at least $50. And I would have done at least the first 2 or 3 of those. So I did... Maybe it was only the first 2 before I, like, quit and came back. Because it was Burning Crusade. What was the expansion after that? I think the one after that might have been Wrath of the Lich King. And I was definitely playing from vanilla through a whole bunch of Burning Crusade. Then I quit for a while and came back with Lich King when someone convinced me to. A couple of my friends were like, we'll pay for your... Oh, what the hell? These guys disappear? They were like, we'll pay for your transfer to bring your character over to our server and stuff. And I was like, okay. Oh my god, you teleporty bitches. there no tell for where these fuckers are gonna show back up? Okay, we got them. But that, and then on top of that, $15 fucking a month. Which, frankly, is insane to me that they are still charging monthly for WoW. After all this time and the amount of games that I will say kind of want you to engage with them time-wise in the same way that WoW asked you to. A lot of these, like, free-to-play gacha games and stuff, they do want you to invest that time. But at least they are not charging you monthly. Literally charging you monthly just to play them. Like, I must have spent... I probably spent like $700 or something on World of Warcraft just from monthly fees and I guess I'll call them title updates. I don't know, expansions, whatever the fuck their nomenclature was for that stuff. And that is like... That's probably more than I've spent on any other video game. Still. The multiplayer aspect of gacha games is pretty minimal. Yes, that's true. But like, I don't know. If we don't want to look at gacha games, I feel like we can look at MOBAs instead. Like, yes, MMOs have a persistent multiplayer. I understand the costs of what those servers mean, etc., etc. Like, an MMO is a different thing. I'm not trying to say that they are not justified in charging some kind of money for that service. I am saying, for what those games bring to the table, it is a little surprising to me how long I spent that money. And part of the reason it's surprising about how long I spent that money is because, like I said before, I will stick to a lot of things longer than maybe I should. I'm a Bangbu boy. It's true. I'm still a Bangbu boy. I've been playing that game plenty. Wolf Crest Shield. Nice. Let's see what that do, because that sounds fun. It's a medium shield. No skill. I do like no skill. Lighter than my current shield. Still 100% on physical, which I really like. It's obviously worse because we finally upgraded our shield. I should sell this other one that I have for some reason. Still scales off strength. Requires less strength than the medium other brass shield for some reason. What does it look like? It's quite a look. I kind of like it more than the silly triangle. I have a bunch of these shields, don't I? What made me commit to the brass shield? I must have wanted the generally decent magic and stuff. The only one this one doesn't guard that good against is lightning. But like this Mesmer shield is solid across the board, right? All 43s for magic types. I wonder if that's worth just switching to the Mesmer shield, frankly. I feel like this kite shield is what we were using for a really long time. I don't know why I ever changed the brass one. Maybe I liked the look of it for something I was doing. We're going to keep using it for now because it's the one I leveled up. But we might level up a different shield next time we go back to the hold. Relatable? Yeah. But I'm somebody who develops these habits, and what that has meant, especially for games like WoW, what that meant in WoW is my friends would get me to play with them, and then my friends would quit, and I would play it for another, like, 6 to 9 months usually. Being like, I wish I had someone to play this with. Meh. And that never felt good. It just never felt good to really not have my friends to play with. I remember that especially with, when I was playing the Lich King expansion, because they'd made a lot of changes to make, like, raids smaller, in general, not really doing the 40-person raids anymore, and they made them a lot more approachable in some specific ways to make, like, pickup groups okay. So I had spent, like, a lot of time doing these kind of, like, pickup Naxxramas raids and stuff, and it was just like, it just wasn't that fun to go find out, like, hey, here's the 9 fucking random people that are saying, hey, we're looking for people to do this thing, and knowing that, like, I'm always going to be fairly competent at doing it. That's fine. But, you know, sometimes you'd end up in a group that just has people that really fucking suck at the game, and it's a game that's, like, not... Like, I'm not someone who's out here being, like... Because this is an actual problem with a lot of multiplayer games. I try really hard not to be the kind of person that is going to discourage people from learning a game. It is one of the things that really pushes people out of a lot of communities. The toxicity of, like... And you see this especially in, like, MOBAs, but you see it in MMOs as well, where it's really just, like, somebody is learning the game, and it is a game that is necessarily multiplayer in that way. And there's just an expectation from so many people playing these games that if you are playing these games, you should know what you're doing. And that's not to say I think people should 100% be going in completely brand new into, like, let me queue up by myself for the player versus player version of, like, a MOBA. Or of a MOBA. Like, I know League of Legends and stuff has, like, play against AI versions now, which isn't really going to teach you the game. You're going to get fucked up when you go against humans. But it'll at least give you enough time to, like, learn a bit of the general flow of how a match functions. And so I'm not saying people should jump in super cold feet by themselves and not expect to lose, at least. And I also totally understand how that can be very frustrating for people who are really trying. But in theory, all of these things have skill-based matchmaking. So at worst, if you end up on a team with someone who's in, like, their preliminary matches, they've never really played the game, they're learning the game, I don't want to be that person being like, you're so fucking bad, uninstall the game, which is the kind of shit you hear from people all the fucking time. And I also very much do understand the frustration that can come from doing something like an MMO raid that is like, hey, we are committing to like 2 or 3 hours of our time to do this thing, and we can't do it because this 1 or 2 people are unable to do what they need to do. And there's an extent to which, at least in MOBAs, I understand it a little bit more. And I'm still not going to be that person who gets pissed at people, but I do want to be clear. I understand where some of that frustration can come from. Because it's true. Especially with things like MOBAs. In theory, you have spent hundreds of hours enhance attacks executed after maintaining the same stance for a while? What the fuck does that mean? I guess there must be like some stance weapons I've just never really been a person who's using in this game. In theory, you have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours of playing that game. There are some relatively fundamental things that I understand people would get frustrated with you seemingly unable to perform on or comprehend when doing the, like, hey, we're spending 3 hours to do this raid stuff. I get that. The problem for me is the expectation that you should know what you're doing beyond what your character does is what really kills it for me. When you are going into a lot of these raids, like, a big part of those raids is they are trying to make unique encounters. And frankly, I think you can look at the ways that MOBAs fail to teach you through the leveling up of the game how to engage with certain kinds of, like, boss mechanics. And that's kind of more on the game, I think, than on players. But having expecting someone... Essentially what ends up happening is people seem to expect players to just never have a first time going into a raid, right? The expectation is you're coming into this raid, you should know how all the mechanics of this boss fight work, you should know how to counterplay all of those mechanics, you should understand what your specific job is in this fight, just in case you have a job that has something weird going on. Like, I can recall there was way back in the day. We're talking, like, vanilla WoW. You're playing a rogue. A rogue. What you do as a rogue is fucking get in there, do your skills that do damage, do your skills that make it so you do more damage, and use your combo points after building your combo points. That is what you do as a rogue. You are a damage class. There's one boss in, I think it was Molten Core, that the strategy that the world came up with to deal with this boss fight, because of the way it was built, required the tanks to stand right up on the boss and required literally everybody else to stand as far away from the boss as they could, including the rogues. Because the way this boss worked, it would just do these super fast AoE moves that would basically one-shot anybody that wasn't one of the tanks. And it would do damage so quickly, and it was like, it would not pulse at like regular intervals. It was like, it would just happen. Which meant that the healing classes, the priests and stuff, were spending 100% of their time healing the tanks. And so all of the incidental damage coming off of this boss, the like little bits of just like, oh, he shoots out some like small pulses of like magic missiles or something that just hit some people for a little bit of damage. All of those little bits of damage coming out to the rest of the characters standing in the big ring around this boss were not things that the healers could deal with. So in this one boss fight, what a rogue would do instead of their normal job of doing damage is they would use the like first aid mechanics of the game where you learn first aid to build bandages. They would be healers for this boss fight with the consumable bandages on the other people who were not in the middle of the fight. That is what you did as a rogue. And so, if you were going into that boss fight for the first time, and you were a rogue, the expectation becomes, in these games, that you just know that that's what your job is. It does not matter that it's your first time in there. Nobody's going to explain, hey, this is how this boss fight works. This is how your job as a rogue in this boss fight is going to function. I know it's weird compared to usual. This is what we need you to do in this boss fight. They just don't do that. The communities of this game just say, oh, you're playing this game? You're supposed to have like watched a video ahead of time or something. You're supposed to know all of the fucking frame data and counterplay to all of this bullshit. And this is what happens in MOBAs, MMOs, and it really detracts from ever getting people to want to get into these games unless you specifically have friends to get into with. And that sucks. I don't even remember how we got onto this, other than me playing way too much WoW back in the day. But it really detracts from being in those situations where you are finding pickup groups. And so even if I am someone who does know all these fights, running into a situation where you have a player that doesn't really know what they're doing, they're afraid to say, I don't know what I'm doing, because then they're not going to get to do the raid. The people are going to be like, no, you can't play with us, you don't know what you're doing, meh. And they're never going to explain to these people. So you just end up in these situations that just... It's not fun to be the player in there, the random player, because even knowing what you have to do, because you're just going to get dragged along in this way where the toxic ass people are going to be like, oh, this person doesn't know what they're doing, so we failed this fight, we should kick them out of the group right away. And you can be like, don't do that. That sucks. We could teach this person how to play the game. It's fine. But doing that is them just being like, oh, well, why don't we just kick 2 people instead? Right? Like, the majority of the people playing these games are fucking trashy assholes. And so it really sucks to play those games way beyond when you have friends to play with. That's the long and short of it. And because I'm somebody who gets these stupid bad habits, it's why I played Monster Hunter now forever, and still kind of do, It's why I played WoW long beyond when my friends were still playing it. There's a secret down there? No, okay. I had to check. I had to check. And frankly, it's probably why I'm going to play Zenless Zone Zero for a really long time. But at least with stuff like Zenless Zone Zero, I'm not going to be in the situation of feeling like it's basically a solo experience. I'm never going to be in that situation where I'm feeling like I'm in a shitty situation where I can stand up for the new person and then we both get to have a shitty time, or I can just be quiet and feel bad as they have a shitty time, and just the whole social bit of those games, playing solo sucks. And that's just it. So you play solo games instead, you know? I'm ranting. I'm gonna shut up about that stuff, because I'm ranting. I don't even know half of what I'm talking about at this point. We've just kind of been going through this quickly. Are we at the boss? That might be the boss room, like, right up there. Something required ahead? Telling me to jump down here? There's something down there? I don't see no items. We'll check in a bit. Let's go fight a boss, shall we? Because I'm pretty sure we are at the boss of this dungeon. Temple, castle, whatever we want to call it. Yeah, that's a boss door, alright. Time for circling around. Pretty decent soapbox. Hi, Needle Knight Letta. Let's see if we can beat a boss with the claws for once. Looks like a relatively human boss. Nala the Twin Knight. Ow, ow. Okay, I was gonna chop you with my Berserker Barrage. Okay. Kind of like the horse boss, but without the horse. Ow. Alright, I get it. You don't like staggering. Oh my god, this attack sequence never stops. I think Berserker Barrage might be not good against this character. I'm gonna keep trying. Gosh, just does that. Oh fuck, that has 2 attacks. Okay. Good to know. Blame yourself for the WoW talk, shouldn't have brought it up. Fair. Fair enough. No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I'm kind of surprised that game is still getting supported as much as it is, frankly. Kind of shocks me sometimes that people still play that game so much. Like, it gets, what, an expansion still, like, every 2 years or something? Oh my god, that fucking move! They held it for so long. Alright, claws. Did I see incels getting upset about Dizzy? Yes, I did see that. This one looks like a real Dark Souls fight. It sure does. Let's go back to our tried and true sword real quick. Much as I love the claw, its wild movements and stuff just always never feel quite right for boss fights. It always feels like it's making me, like, float around in weird ways that never quite do what I want. Every click of the thing does, like, 3 attacks. Which sometimes makes... Even though it's not a, like, slow weapon, the way that it can be hard to find windows with, like, big colossal weapons, it ends up making the... It ends up making the windows still feel like I need the colossal weapon windows to get some attacks in. Just because every attack is like fucking 4 attacks at once. I thought that was gonna be the slam. My bad. Oop. I hit a button on accident at some point. I don't know how I didn't get hit by all 3 of those. Okay, attacks never stop. I get it. This is going to work better. I just need to hone in a little bit. Environmental contrôle. Making it very Dark Souls. Yeah, the other dude in a large hall is extremely Dark Souls. All right, let's remember to turn this on right away. First off. All right, here we go. How was I not getting blocks there? Still going. Okay, I think I need to wait for the like thrust. The combos on this person keep looking like they're done to me, and then it just like spins around and does one more attack. And missing me is like when I hit 3 times and nothing lands, yeah. I feel these swipes are like feeling like they're hitting behind my shield somehow in a really weird way. Like that one. Where it's like my character didn't rotate fast enough or something. Oh! Okay. Fucking Pontiff Sullivan ass. Boss fight here. Oh. Okay. Definitely doable. New phase, new phase. Wasn't expecting the sudden fire and ice. Let's do one quick equipment change. I should swap this off when I'm boss fighting. Which one of these is gonna be good for what we want here? Enhancing guard counter, maybe? Just resistances. I could just boost all my resistances, I guess. Here's maximum stamina. Slowly restore HP. No. Alright, I think we're just gonna do this one, because I feel like there have been some good spots for me to do that in the middle of its combos. A few of those combos are very long, but I can do a guard counter and then block the next hit again. There. Oh, that was a hell of a rotation. Just like in fighting games, I have a really bad habit of when I see a whiff and I want to counter it, I press the button and then I get hit. Like right there, that was another one of them. Which is a problem I have in fighting games, where it's like, oh, they whiffed, I should press a button. Immediately get fucking hit. Oh, shit. I thought we were triggering... Yeah, that's what I thought it was doing. So I realized a little bit too late. That was not what they were doing. They were not doing their phase change. Might be. I'm feeling good about our prospects here, though. I'm not sure how that hit me. I was slow on that, my bad. Doing that second dodge late. Also, I think I'm seeing it, so if I am too close to them, some of their strikes go, ow. If I'm too close to them, some of their strikes will, like, hit me kind of behind in a weird way. Not sure why. Bad dodge on my part. But there are a couple swings where if I'm like right next to him, he'll do like one swing with one, and then the other arm coming by, it's like, oh, this is hitting behind you. And it's like, weird hitbox if you're calling that behind me, but alright. I did not see that you did a spell, my guy. Quite rude. Like that one. What? Okay, glad I survived that. There we go. A little bit sooner than I think. Why is that hitting me? What is fucking happening with that attack? Okay, fair. Ah! Tried to give myself a little space. Got hit on the recovery frame of the roll. Only thing not Dark Souls about this is I don't have a stab in the back move. I do have the stab in the back move. I just can't really use it on the boss as much. It's usually a stab in the front move. Doesn't look the same. That's true. It does not look the same. Why is my sword not out? There we go. Went weird there. Okay. I was expecting it to do the double attack at me. That one. Not sure how all those hit me. Oh, I thought I dodged early. I'm not sure why that didn't get blocked. Truly, I am not sure. And I will never know. So true. I don't know if I'm being, like, too patient in phase 2. Or if I'm not being patient enough. You know? That one I keep thinking does not have a follow-up for some reason. That one too. Like maybe not the wisest time for me to do what I did, but it's fine. Oh, this is another new one. Okay. I'm not crazy, right? That looked like he shot the thing out at me and it, like, stopped where I was, right? I'm not crazy? That looked like he threw a, like, blade at me and it just sort of stopped in midair at me. Instead of going past me when I dodged it. Wild. Alright, I'm also gonna guess I'm supposed to jump the big moons into the ground. That new move. Oh, it didn't hit. Oh, that's another new one. Oh, how you still got so many new moves? Shit. I got this. I should just summon my friend. I keep forgetting. I saw the, hey, you're allowed to summon, not this guy. But the my friend one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it has the little grave there. Just need to find the window. Gotta remember to use my resources. Like this guy. I thought those were gonna fly at my friend. A little harder to pay attention to his movements now that there's a bunch of giant arrows sticking out of him. That's alright. Looks like the extra damage may just take us there. Sir, why are you not doing your transformation? Okay, jump. I missed a jump. That's bad. Fuck. That was like the one thing I didn't want him to do right there was to shoot a bunch of shit at me. Oh, I forgot to pick my souls up. Oops. Or my runes, I think the small amount of extra damage from our friend is going to get us there, though. Ending your combo, my guy. end of his combo again. There we go. Jump, jump, jump. My guy, stop shooting shit at me. Jesus. Alright, we got there. Oh, this guy has, like, an actual fucking soul thing. This was a boss-ass boss. Interesting. There we go. That guy took a little while, but we got there.